Deciding how to handle your investments and estate is an important part of life, and the professionals you work with become part of your inner circle. Jan Miller is the Senior Executive VP and Trust Officer for Caldwell Trust Company. She joins us to talk about their new campaign, Caldwell Stories. Great to see you again.
Thank you, Stephanie. Great to be here.
Let's remind everybody what Caldwell Trust is all about.
So what we do is handle trust and estate administration. We serve as investment manager, and we handle retirement services for people. So really starting early in their life to help them build their nest egg and understand their goals, and then actually carrying out that plan later in life when it's necessary.
And Linda, you've done this longer than I have. It becomes kind of an intimate part of your, almost a family, if you will.
Oh, it certainly does, because you're trusting your life to these people, and they've got to know what's going on, because I don't. And what I'm dealing with now and what you're dealing with is very, very different. Gets a little scarier at my age. I love the fact that it's individual, though.
And it's a lifelong process.
Each one is special.
Yeah. It really is. It's important that from meeting one, people often come to us and want to talk about investments. And investments for most people are very transaction based. You know, you buy, you sell, and you accomplish goals. But for us, it's really more about the relationship. It's really about the story. So we want to know the client, we want to know their family, we want to know what keeps them awake at night. It's very important that you have all that background information before you ever start talking about investments. So we spend a lot of time actually getting to the investment discussion, might be meeting 5 or 6, because we really want to know what are the details of the family, what's going to help them accomplish the goal, what's going to be the obstacle to keep them from accomplishing that goal.
You mentioned the word stories. So Caldwell Stories is actually part of your new campaign.
Yes.
We're seeing some videos here that are very, very well produced and pretty. Tell us what the point of the Stories campaign is.
I think that people relate to stories better than just a series of facts. Here's what we do and how we do it. If we can share a story, when someone tells us that they have a special needs child, for example, that's really a discussion that needs to go much more in depth of how to take care of that child. It didn't happen, you know, years ago. People didn't have to do a plan for a child that was going to, a special needs child that would outlive them.
Right.
Now that's very common. So it's a whole different level of planning and discussion. When we can share our experience of what other families have done and how they've handled those situations, it helps someone put together the options before them and helps them create that estate plan, which from that comes an investment plan to reach that goal.
And every family has their own story and their own situation.
Yes,
they really do.
For me, the main thing is to leave money to my children after I'm gone. That would not be something Stephanie's thinking now. She has high school and college kids.
Right. And there's life in between that and when you're gone. So there may be obstacles to that goal. You never know. Are you going to end up in an assisted living facility needing to use more of your assets than you were? Those are all planning opportunities that revolve around investments, but they also have to evolve and transition as you transition.
And you've got to know to figure those out.
You have to. You have to know in advance. You don't want to make it up as you go along.
And I like what you said when you said you want to know what keeps people awake at night, you know, because I'm in the phase where I think, how will I ever have enough money to retire, because it's still flying out of my house right now. It's just everybody's in different phases. You really have to, it's a lot of trust to say to somebody what you're worried about and what you want for your future.
Right. We worked with a couple just a wonderful couple, 2 daughters, nice nest egg, nice home on Siesta Key. Everything was going well. We were investment manager for them, and things are humming along nicely. And as they were aging, they were starting to have more problems. The wife was becoming more and more blind, and the husband was having to pick up more of the household details to compensate for that. And then within a very short period of time, both of the daughters died.
Oh my goodness.
And we had worked with them for, you know, probably 10 years at that point. So to be able to transition what was a plan to leave money to the daughters was now more about taking care of them and what's important now. And so that, you know, and then what you would think would happen, the husband died. So now we have the wife, she's blind, and she's in a house on Siesta Key, and they're in their 90s. that's not the time you want to go find the person you trust to take
No,
care of you
very
for the
good
rest of your
point.
life.
Right.
Very
This
good
person has to know you well
Exactly.
by then.
And life is unpredictable,
It
so
is.
all you
Yes,
can
it
do is plan the best possible, but you definitely want to do it with professionals who
That's
are
right.
there for you. If you have any questions about investments, estates, and trusts, you can contact Caldwell Trust Company by going to ctrust.com. We'll be right back.